How do you do? It would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
All right. Are we working now? Thankfully, I noticed less than a minute in and not 16 minutes in. It was turkey time, so everybody was fucked up and out of it, delirious. Everyone's trying to remember what we're doing and pretend like normal life for now when we're just in Christmas mode. Isn't that right, Rocket? Fine, don't even look at the audience. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the return of the Wyatt's Metal Podcast. It has been a minute, about like 3 weeks or something now. And the reason for that is because I hate you all. But besides from that, no. There was, I think the first week I was sick. And then for a little bit, I got unsick. And then I got re-sick again. And then it was Thanksgiving. Lot going on. But thankfully, I am back home. I'm thankful and full of food. And we have a lot to talk about in the metal world now. Whole lots of drama and shit went on. Where do we even start? It's going to be a pretty full episode today, just because I'm catching up with everything. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you're American. If you're not American, you will be soon. Hang on, we're bringing back American colonization. I had a very good Thanksgiving. It was nice, hung out with my family and extended family. No drama. No one got in any fights. No one got arrested. No one was going through a hard time. Definitely suburban white people. No seasonings on the table. Everyone was asleep by 4 p.m. Pale as fuck. I always make that joke. I grew up with a suburban white family, and legit, I did not know that there was seasoning aside from salt and pepper until I was in my 20s. When I got out of the fucking suburbia. That is a white stereotype that is 100% true. But thankfully, I have expanded, diversified my appetite. But yeah, everything went good. And Rocket was alone for the week, probably doing all kinds of crazy shit. What else? The day after Thanksgiving, me and my family went to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra, the one metal band that you can actually take your grandmother to see. And I did. I'm sure everybody here probably knows what Trans-Siberian Orchestra is. If you don't, big, massive arena rock band that does Christmas epic powered arena music. A lot of people don't know that, wasn't it? They're a branch off of the band Sabotage, right? It started off as Sabotage, and I think when that either went on the back burner or something, some of them started Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and now it is a big, massive Christmas show, crazy stage show where like there's fire everywhere. Everybody probably knows what the fuck I'm talking about, but I love Trans-Siberian Orchestra. It used to be a tradition for me to go see them every year to bring in the Christmas time, and yeah, it was awesome to see again. Except I saw them at the, Golden One Arena in Sacramento. It's this new arena that was recently built in Sacramento. It is fucking terrible. There's no seat space at all. You have 3 times more leg room if you're in the casual seats of Spirit Airlines. Seriously. You literally could not stand up and like move. If there was anyone next to you, you just piss on them and take their beer because there's no way you could get out of it. Shit was ridiculous. But the arena sucked. But anyway, Trans-Siberian Orchestra was great. Loved it. Remembering right now as I'm going over it, they did a quick little ode to Ozzy during one of their slow songs. I don't remember which one it was. Kill it. During one of their slow songs, it was just the acoustic and a woman singing all beautifully. And they start doing the lyrics to Changes from Ozzy. And immediately I was like, wait, what? And that was very cool. Probably half the audience didn't even know that it was an Ozzy song, but still respect for doing it. I'm trying to catch up with comments here since we're on. I missed a bunch of the first comments, but I'll have to get back to it. Lila says Wyatt did not invite me to Thanksgiving. That's why it was okay. You can't scare the family like that. As I said, suburban white people, my black shirts terrify them. Yes, Sabotage. Yeah. I was thinking of doing a quick video on Trans-Siberian Orchestra because, you know, a lot of the mainstream people don't know the whole metal history of them. They played Wacken before, too. So I think it's a cool little in-between. TSO is pretty great. I saw them live. Their show stays the same through the decades, though. It largely does. I think everyone is done with the first half of the show, the like Christmas story they do. They do. I mean, actually, they do change it up each time, but very minimally. So it's basically the same thing over and over again. I did notice, I feel like they had less crazy stage shit this time. They still had some of it, but I've definitely seen them with way more crazier stages. Tariffs, inflation, man, what can you do? Yeah, I think the first half where they're like telling a Christmas story and it's more slower, they can kind of just get rid of that part. It's nice. It's nice, but nah. Everyone goes for the second half of the show where they blow everything up and go crazy. That's awesome. We need more Ozzy tributes. I've only seen like 2 since his passing. There's been a couple. I think the week or so of his passing, lots of bands were thrown out. Sabbath covers really quick. Let me get to some of these first comments here so I don't skip all these people and be a dick. But I didn't want to go back to TSO comments like 15 minutes from now. Mr. Darkmare Metal says, hello, Wyatt. How's it going? I listened to Dismember, Hypocrisy, and At the Gates. Red in the Sky is our album, not Slaughter of the Soul. All right. I love the shit out of Hypocrisy. They're always been one of my all-time favorite bands. Huge influence on me. What are you staring at? You guys didn't miss me. You guys missed Rocket. Night Fox says, Wyatt lives. Rocket has let his pet human do podcasts again. He was angry at me. I said I was going to see family. And then you ever seen the movie Misery? It was kind of like that. Rocket has finally bestowed the blessing. We can witness the savior of metal once more. That's funny. People still keep that going. I really haven't even used the savior of metal joke in a while now. So it's funny when people keep bringing it up and they're like, old school, hell yeah. Sharon said, welcome back. How was your Thanksgiving? I just told you. It was good. I hope everybody's was good too. Oh, luckily I brought my laptop with me and had that shitty little mic. So I did the Cradle of Filth video and whatever one I forgot. Oh, the Cokehead guy. Yeah, that one too. That was fun. Lots of entertaining metal drama while I was gone. So I would like to thank all of them for the Christmas money. Sophia says, hi guys, what's up? It's good to be back. It's been weird and boring without watching this on Wednesdays. Well, thank you. I mean, don't want you to be bored without me, but I always appreciate that people actually enjoy this and watch the channel and watch my videos. It's still mind-blowing to me. Hang on. People were making fun of me for being late, it seems. A singer is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. I think it's pretty mostly caught up. Now everybody's just talking about nose beers. Is that not like... That's not the first time I've heard that term. Friends of mine have used that term before. I'm wondering if it's a West Coast American thing. Maybe that's mostly heard here. But anyway, I heard that term before. Isn't it awful? It's no pleasant feeling whatsoever. It doesn't even feel like, oh, you're doing, a bad but exciting thing. That just sounds like you're drowning. I don't ever want to do a nose beer. I'm Midwest and have not heard the term nose beer. Maybe it is a Western thing. Because, what was it? Cokehead Kyle, I think, is from... Someone said Portland, Seattle, one of those. I think. Don't quote me on that. Could be totally wrong. But It's certainly not an East Coast term. This is my nose beer. It's called Caffeine. I'm not showing the logo because fuck them. They're not paying me. And even this you shouldn't do. Even this is too much and bad for humans. So don't do illegal nose beers either. I'm in England and I have heard it called nose beer. Some of you clearly just aren't part of the cool kids club, apparently. You're like, oh, what is this powder thing? I'm hip. I'm cool. Apparently, it's an Aussie thing to call it nose beers. Drugs are just an Aussie thing in general, I think. I had a very interesting thought with the whole vitriol, Kyle being left at a gas station thing. It's very hilarious. And he does deserve levels of mockery and shaming and roasting because of how just absurd his whining on the internet was. Don't do that, by the way. I mean, it might make you $11,000, so shit, maybe I'm wrong, but it's hilarious and he definitely deserves it because he doesn't show any sign of realizing he should get better. But isn't it? It's kind of odd that was viewed as such a fucked up situation, which it was. I am not defending Cokehead Kyle in any way at all. But when we look back at rock stars that we love, like Ozzy, like Lemmy, like Alice Cooper, like all of those people, do they not all have similar stories, if not worse? Like, I was just wondering if Ozzy was now, if Ozzy's career was starting now and, was in his coming up, and he had the whole piss on the Alamo, all of his crazy blow stories, would we look at it the same way now with this, like, disgust, repulsive, like, fuck him, piece of shit, or would it be like, oh, legendary badass, like, that's so crazy? Cooper was on coke for 2p. I think you meant 10 years. Exactly. I don't know. Yeah. And I don't mean that as any defensive, like, no, you're in metal, so you should do a bunch of cocaine and do crazy shit. Probably not. But I do really wonder how, if we were put in the situation of the 80s with our mindset now, would we view these guys as a rock star? Oh my God, that's such a crazy story that they did that and we all laugh about it. Or would it be viewed as like, fuck this piece of shit? I'm not sure. I'm trying to be all deep right now. It kind of plays in the thought of comparing now to the past, because in some ways you can get all romantic and for nostalgic for past things, be like, oh, back in concerts when people didn't have phones and there wasn't social media and everything, people were more engaged and there and with each other. But then also other things were flying by at the time. So much rampant, awful drug use. People were ODing all the time. I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about, right? This comment from Willie9204 is perfect. Gigi has the absolute worst stories ever, and anyone who respected him is idiotic. That is one that I completely agree with, and I always felt that way. A lot of people, or not a lot of people, when I see people praising Gigi Allen, being like, he's so awesome, like, do you mean like the meme of Gigi Allen is hilarious because it is? Because the person is an awful piece of shit that everyone would fucking hate now. Like, people are still hating on Marilyn Manson, but Gigi's getting a pass. How's that possible? I think if I was alive at the time when Gigi was around, I would still think that he was a disgusting piece of shit. But at the same time, it's funny to think how, how would you describe it? Focusing on certain aspects of people and not others. If you told someone about so many things Ozzy did without saying that it was Ozzy, they would go, holy shit, this is a horrendous piece of shit person. But when you say it's Ozzy and they're like, I love Ozzy, he's amazing. He had, a rough past and troubles, but we love him for not being perfect and everything, which I do. But it's just funny, right? It's interesting. Just a question, what does G.G. Allen stand for? Heroin and overdosing. I have no idea. G.G. Allen was like Manson times lots of more drugs plus self-destruction minus makeup. A lot more crimes in public, too. That's the crazy one. Yes, because assaulting people and performing naked high on drugs is legendary status. Exactly. It sounds cool when you're a teenager hearing about it and be like, holy shit, this guy's so wild. That's hilarious. But would you really want to be there in person with that naked drug addict throwing his shit at you, punching your girlfriend in the face? Did you see a raccoon passed out at a bathroom in a liquor store in Virginia? Seen it on the news. Yeah, I saw that video. The poor little raccoon passed out. Honestly, I don't enjoy videos like that. I don't want to see animals in distressed situations. Well, Motley Crue are pretty legendary, and we have no problem shitting on them. That is true. That is true. And to be fair, a lot of these guys do laugh at the retarded shit that they did back in the 80s, too. I've always found metal to be pretty balanced as far as drug use goes. Go to an EDM show and look around if you want to see rampant drug use out in the open. You are correct, and fuck no. No, I do not want to go to one of those. It's basically just a mobile drug lab. Yeah, metal definitely does not have the same drug problems as EDM has. EDM only exists because of drugs. But it is no secret for people that know that, or people knowing bands, that a lot of underground black metal bands are still cokeheads, a lot of death metalers. It's not a secret. It's not great. It's not recommended. I don't recommend it. Where are we at? Is it controversial that I don't give a shit the deal with doing drugs? I don't think so, because I do think in a way it would be kind of hypocritical to just roast on Kyle endlessly and mock him and say like how shit and stupid how his acting is, but then just look past all of the artists from the 70s and 80s that we all loved, you know? I mean, I'm certainly still laughing at him, but where in the world are underground black metal bands getting the money for coke from? Good question. GoFundMe, apparently. Wasn't G.G. Allen buried covered in literal shit? I don't know about that. I'm assuming probably not. I don't think that part is actually true, unless someone just went and took a shit on his grave, which he would probably like, you know? He would probably appreciate that. I once saw a dude walk into McDonald's with 4 beautiful girls. They all had glow sticks and were sucking on pacifiers. Post-rave for sure. Yep, rolling. Straight fizzing. I remember in high school, growing up, I was already going to metal shows when dubstep and all that shit came around. It was crazy how many of my friends every weekend was just popping endless pills at these raves. Which is funny because, like I said in the video before, I'm not innocent. I've had a past of doing shit that I would not do now, that I don't recommend to people. But at least I listen to better music. What do you think of Tanseed? I don't know what that is. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up on comments really quick. And then we have a whole bunch of festivals and shit to go through. We have an update on the Dogma drama, by the way, folks, that I apparently missed. I think it was during Thanksgiving break, but the girls are back, and there is even more information, and we're definitely going to go over that in a minute. All right, anyway. At least you listen to music and not EDM. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, so there's a handful of metal DJs. Oh boy, some metalheads learned how to press the start button. Congratulations. DJs like are cool for the big show they have that they don't really have any part in doing. I do not understand the hype of a guy standing there in front of thousands of people. Yeah, yeah. Oh, like, I don't get it. I'm not a DJ person at all. Anyway, what should we get to? We got a couple of festival items to go over, some tours announced. Do we get to Dogma now or get to festivals? Festivals might take a minute if we're going over everybody. You know what? Fuck it. We're going over the Dogma drama now because I think the rest of this mostly will be going over festivals and stuff. So, where the fuck have we left off? This is the cookie that just keeps on crumbling. Dogma, the most product-made band of all time. Something that gives me a lot of satisfaction in finding the truth about, honestly, because I thought they were just so fucking cringe in the first place. Rocket hasn't looked at the camera the whole time. Anyway, it appears that I think over the Thanksgiving break, because I totally missed this, it appears that the girls who split from the band and made all their statements revealing that the band was a product-made piece of shit by a bunch of dickheads pretending to be lesbian thoughts, they have started a new band, and it seems like someone who's either affiliated with it or at least supporting it, I didn't read the full thing yet, is one of the guys who originally created Dogma, one of the guys pretending to be one of the goth-tittied girls. So I'm going to pull that up right now. Someone said the original lead singer is gorgeous without makeup. Most of the girls that were in that band that I've seen without makeup are gorgeous and look better without the makeup for sure. So, this was posted 4 hours ago. Official statement, The Dark Messiah. This is one of the dudes who created Dogma in the first place. In this, he seems to at least be supporting the girls, if not working with them directly. Let's find out, shall we? Says, my full statement about what happened with Dogma and why this new chapter begins under a new name. This marks the end of any connection with what... This marks the end of any connection with what is currently touring under the name Dogma and the beginning of a chapter built by the real artists behind the songs, the sound, and the performances. The debut single from Vindicta, the new name that the band have put together, is Vindicta. The Face of the Clown is their new single, is now live on all platforms. It seems to be as creative as Dogma was. Follow the real project at official Vindicta over here. The complete statement is available in this post. Vindicta. Is anyone going to support Vindicta? Vindicta is gay as hell. Cringe. Sounds like a to-be original. The joke has turned into another joke. Jokeception. Jokema. Sounds like guys, they found out Dogma was fake, make drama, make a new band. I'm very much wondering that. Would this band have stepped away if all this hadn't gotten so public? So you're telling me the satanic lesbian nun heavy metal band isn't authentic? Shocker! I know! I could not believe it. I was flabbergasted. I was bamboozled. Anyway, the Dark Messiah states, "This is not Dogma anymore. For over a year, I've watched in silence while the project I co-founded was turned into something I do not recognize artistically, ethically, or humanely." Thought all the girls complained that it was going on for longer than a year. Anyway, let me be absolutely clear. Like a politician, I have no artistic, business, or ethical involvement whatsoever with the version of Dogma currently touring under that name. Dogma started as a project created by 3 partners. Alvaro Rabachino, who is the Dark Messiah himself, my brother, Federico Rabachino, and Ian DeLeo. Side note, 3 men. 3 men decided to start the super sexy satanic women empowerment bands. I wrote the music. Alvaro Rabachino wrote the music, wrote the lyrics, recorded multiple instruments. He wrote the lyrics about fucking corn and scissoring in the dark. I don't know if I would have admitted to that. I probably would have sooner admitted to doing nose beards on camera than I would have to being the headmaster of Dogma. Like I said, there's a lot to make fun of Kyle for, but is he really the worst of everybody we've talked about? Let's be fair. I wrote the music, the lyrics, recorded multiple instruments, and led the musical production. Federico contributed as a songwriter, musician, and executive producer, supporting the creative direction, arrangements, and recording process from the very beginning. I hope this ends with, by the way, I'm trans. Ian's role was management and business. His later registration as co-author of the songs under his stage name, The Light Messiah, very creative, reflected an internal agreement at the time, not actual musical composition or production. He is not a musician, and he did not write, arrange, or produce the material. Does that make it better? Does it? Before Dogma, I had already built a career as a songwriter and producer, but I knew that tits would sell more. I'm sorry. As a songwriter and producer, including writing music and lyrics for a female-fronted project where the audience consistently praised the songs. For Ian, Dogma was the first time he tried to position himself as a creator in music. Despite not composing or producing anything, that distinction matters. I mean, you're the one admitting to writing those lyrics, dude. I don't know what to tell you. You're giving Ian some credit by saying that he didn't creatively put any of that shit together. Although I wrote all the music and lyrics. Korn. Parts of the thematic direction were shaped by an external influence that did not reflect the perspective, experience, or identity of the women on stage. Over time, that mismatch became obvious to many fans who felt the lyrics carried a male gaze with the project was being sold as female empowerment. What does that have to do with you playing recorded tracks of past members over the people on stage? The narrative was being shaped by someone who was not a musician, not a writer, and not a woman. And neither you. Someone outside the musical, creative, and lived experience of the performers. Neither were you. What are you talking about? And that dissonance became impossible to ignore. That guy did everything I did. Fuck that guy. In September 2024, without prior agreement and against the spirit of our partnership, Ian attempted to register the Dogma trademark in his own name. There we go. That's exactly what Little Bo Prick did with Metal Days. He took unilateral control of social media, communications, and finances, and even took the band on tour, collecting payments and making every decision, despite my explicit objections and without my participation or consent as a co-founder. Women's opinion didn't matter at all. We didn't get Baldy's opinion on what should happen. After watching him violate my rights as a partner and destroy any remaining trust, I cut all ties and moved the conflict into legal channels. From that moment on, I have not authorized, supervised, or endorsed any of the decisions made under his control. Can you pinpoint me when exactly that time was? All operational, financial, and public matters rested entirely in his hands and in his one-man company, IDL Entertainment. So when people refer to Dogma's management in recent scandals, they are not pointing at a faceless committee, they are pointing at him. Well, what followed is now public knowledge. Constant lineup changes and replacements, shows promoted with one group and performed by another, lip sync performances, postponed shows, canceled tours, and testimonies of detention, immigration issues, and mistreatment during international tours. Did he say when exactly he left from this? Oh, wait, September 2024. So last September. So what about all the fuck shit that was going on before then? I read this part. Every piece of chaos you've seen since then came from that same management, not from the people who created the music. You still created the music. While Dogma continued to appear on posters and stages, I watched from home as someone else lived the dream I had built. You were doing that the whole time. You were watching women perform the music you wrote about scissoring in the dark. Your job from the very beginning was watching other people live the dream you built. This dude's weird. I received nothing for the work I created. Preach it, sister. And the legal disputes drained the time and energy I should have spent making music. I invested 6 years of my life, my money, and my creative energy into building this project from the ground up. Under his control, that investment was never recouped, and substantial amounts were collected in Dogma's name, while the main songwriter and producer, myself, received nothing. Fuck the women. They don't matter at all. Other man didn't receive the payments. What disappeared was not only the money, but also the project I created. Is it just me? Am I being too critical, or is this not helping? At least for me, it's not making you seem any less ridiculous. Maybe not the worst person part of it, but be like, oh yeah, those lyrics are mine. Like, congrats. The Dogma you once knew, the songs, the sound, the performances that felt real, no longer exist under that name. What is being sold today is an empty shell built on our work without the original creative team and against the values the project claimed to represent. In the past days, several of the artists who carried these songs on stage have spoken out. Their testimonies match what I experienced from another angle. From the one doing it. Dogma was taken from its creators, stripped of its identity, and redirected to serve one man's agenda, far from the music and far from the truth. I'm not asking anyone to attack or harass anyone online. That helps no one. I'm asking you to stay informed, to listen carefully, and to support the real artist. I'm not here to feed the drama. I'm here to take responsibility for what I create and to offer you a way out of this manufactured narrative. Now, together with Grace, Amber, and Patry, the original performers who chose to step away from the chaos, we reclaim what was ours with the beginning. Today, we give it its true name, Vindicta. So, Vindicta has the same man who wrote all of the lyrics and the imagery and everything that Dogma had. Interesting. They will continue performing the songs we created, and together we will keep bringing new ones to life. So this is the official project. The first page of this new chapter, The Face of the Clown, is now live on all platforms. Support the real artist behind the story. Follow official Vindicta and share the new track. Don't follow the noise. Follow the voices that paid the price to tell you the truth. The spirit of the project you connected with is alive, and today it stands under its rightful name, Vindicta. So that's the Dogma update. Like, I don't know. That seems kind of weird to me, if I'm being honest. If the women are talented like they were saying and want, you know, their own recognition, why do you need to be there at all? I hope I never hear that name again. You know what's funny? I feel like I know more about Dogma than I ought to, and yet I still haven't heard any of their music. You're doing well, sir. You're doing it correctly. Lilith says, I like guys. Who do I scissor with? That sounds a little uncomfortable, unfortunately. I checked out Dogma, and it seemed like a Ghost ripoff sound-wise. Lyrics I cannot remember. This is starting to sound like a weird Batushka-esque situation. Yes, it does, doesn't it? There are now two versions of the same band running around doing weird shit. I don't know. It's so the women have their own project with a really corny name and are just going to play the same songs and then have the same songwriter who's a guy doing the same lyric style. Like, that doesn't make it any better to me. Like, is he still going to use pre-recordings of the original vocalist over the current vocalist? You know? Is the pay going to change for the women at all? This seems strange to me. I don't know. I'm not a woman. I'm not a feminist. I'm not a Dogma fan. So, what the fuck do we care? I don't know. That's strange. Not the route I would have went, but who cares? It's a pimp named Vindicta. You got to say the whole thing. Say it with me now. Vindicta. So they're going to be like the goth rock version of Taylor Swift. Every song is going to be fuck my ex. Not in the fun way. What else do we got? Rainbow in the Dark is way better than Scissor in the Dark. I don't even need to hear it to know that's true. Yeah, I'm going through the comments. These ladies are jumping headfirst into this. Really? Are they blind? I don't know. If a scam worked once, why not do it again? Who is this man? Why is this not working? How come I can't go to his page? Am I tripping? What's going on here? I don't know. Who is with me and will continue not listening to the Dogma songs at all? Okay, wait. That technology is fucky. This is Vindicta, also known as Dogma. the guy who wrote Scissoring in the Dark. I want to hear the song. He wrote all the lyrics for Dogma, and he's going to apparently write all the lyrics for Vindicta. Weird times. I like bands where the members write the lyrics. This is all I'm going to say. Okay. That is the update on Dogma, ladies and gentlemen. Should we try to play a snippet of their new song? It probably won't get copyright. It's probably not. I can tell you right now, I probably won't like it, but it would only be fair, wouldn't it? Watch everybody say, no! It's too fun to move on from. Exactly. Everyone says, fuck no, we're better off not listening to it. Yeah, no, you're all right. And people talking about Crypta in the chat. Crypta is a real all-female band that is actually badass and write their own music. They don't have some bald weird dude writing the lyrics for them, fantasizing about fucking corn. Check out Crypta if you want a badass band with ladies in it. Someone says they're downloading it and listen to the whole song. No. Wyatt, what are the best ways to build chemistry and good relationships within a band? Doing nose beers for 30 hours straight. That is the best way to open up your feelings and emotions and connect with people. It's funny, all this band drama that goes on that I report on here and everything. Me and my band are super chill. I don't think there's ever been a straight argument. There's been some disagreements where people just like discussed it, but most of the times we're joking around, having fun. We take our music seriously, but we don't take ourselves seriously at all. So like I'll roast and make jokes to my band members and they'll do it to me. And you know, it's fun and we're just laughing and having a good time. To build good band chemistry, like everyone does their own thing, you know. If you want to be a straight edge band, I guess you have to make that pretty clear. But I mean, the truth is, I've known people who have done all kinds of crazy shit who weren't awful people, who weren't raging maniacs causing violence constantly. It depends on having good people around you. Finding good, like-minded people where no one is too I guess no one's too like headstrong on what specifically the band needs to be. There's usually a main person whose idea it was, but they should be open to some ideas, influences. Like at least the way my band works, everyone presents ideas. We all discuss them. There's been times where I was overruled on some things. There's been times where the guitarist was overruled on something. Most of the time we all agree on stuff. Best piece of advice for building a band with good people is don't be an asshole and don't be around assholes, you know? Be open to suggestions while at the same time, you know, do stand by what you want as well. Like, I don't know, most of my band and most of my friends' bands that I hear from, not every idea that every person has gets to use every single time, but it's always discussed and decided what is best for the project. Anyway, that's my TED Talk. What do you think, Rocket? You were still staring out the window. Sharon says, I saw Nick Nocturnal on YouTube the other day. Is he back? Yes, it appears Nick Nocturnal has returned to YouTube after a very long 6-month break. But no, yeah, good for him to be back. Hopefully he's happy and doing better. Rocket is on patrol duty. Always. He's never fought anything in his life. He probably wouldn't know what to do. Who came up with the name Dark Insanity for my band? That is the name of an Arch Enemy song. It was one of my favorite Arch Enemy songs. It's a song that I really connected with lyrically when I was just practicing vocals and still, sounded like dog shit. That was one of the songs I would practice too. It was one of the ones I felt connected with at the time when I was going through some personal stuff. And I just thought it was fitting for what I wanted the band and the music to be. Like, our lyrics that I write, I don't have some bald dark messiah write the lyrics for us. Tend to deal more with either the darker aspects of the human mind, depression, or society in general, being alive, and the things that are dark and dramatic about it. Sometime I'll have to go through like the actual lyrics and put them online for y'all. So I thought it was fitting for what I wanted the lyrics to be about, and a song that I felt connected to. Anyway, do that. What about a straight edge like nose beer band? A straight nose band is what it would be. We only do blow. Nothing else is allowed. You're like, guys, I don't do blow. I just like beer from time to time. They're like, As Angela Gosso retired from music, wish she'd come back to Arch Enemy. I don't know. Hard to tell. Because there's been a bunch of videos of her popping up on social media lately of her doing old Arch Enemy songs, like in her garage or something. She did a couple guest appearances here and there with other bands. It is too early to tell if she is coming back or not. I would like that. She's one of my biggest vocal inspirations. Imagine showing up to a straight edge show as a band that only does coke. Just confuse everybody. What are we doing here? Stormier brings up a very good point, by the way. Only 7,000 subscribers away from 100,000 subscribers on this channel. Something I definitely never thought would ever happen. Stage dive onto that fucking subscribe button. Break your neck on the subscribe button. Yeah, that's insane. I just passed 93,000 subscribers, which, holy shit, why do you guys watch me? I can't, it's Rocket. That's why. But I'm so grateful and blown away and amazed by the success of this channel and that people enjoy the content I put out there and what I try to do and just be dumb and enlightening at the same time. This is Christmas month. It is the end of 2025. It is also my birthday month. Let's do our best to get over the 100,000 subscriber mark before the end of the year. See if that works out. I'm going to do my best. I have many videos to upload and work on. But yeah, 100,000 subscribers is when you get that plaque on the wall that a lot of people have. And that's insane. Never thought this channel would do numbers like that with when I started it out. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. We watch you because we like your metal commentary. Not, we're only here for Rocket. Right. I'm the background. You know when you watch those ambient videos and it has like a cat in the back by the fireplace? That's what this is, but I'm just the ambient pet in the background. Happy eventual birthday to all. That's a good way to just get it out of the way. That's awesome. Damn. Can't believe it's December already. This year's gone by too quick. It really has. I felt like this entire year, once I finally felt settled on, it feels like it's actually spring now. I'm realizing that it's spring. It was the next season, and it just goes each time. Like, as you get older, time gets shorter. Just be happy with, appreciate people and time in your life, and then you'll fucking die. This has been my TED Talk. Anyway, let's get to some other topics. We do have a tour that was announced in Europe that I did want to shout out. Behemoth with Dimmu Burger, right? And Dark Funeral announced October 2026 European tour. Behemoth is a band that we've been clowning on a bit lately because Nurgle's gotten pretty cheesy in his old age. Dimmu Borgir, I like to call the Weekend Warriors of black metal now because they basically admit that they barely like touring anymore. Dark Funeral, I am still a massive fan of. Some people shit on their newer albums, I think, because they have good quality recordings. But I love Dark Funeral. If this tour was coming to my area, I would probably go to it. As fun as it is to rag on Behemoth's current corniness, they still are great live. Dimmu's always been great live. Dark Funeral. If you live in any of these places next October, you got a pretty decent big tour coming your way. No Dark Insanity, but I mean, whatever. Whatever. Nurgle may be cringe, but I saw them live in October. Amazing fucking show. Right. Exactly. You won't be that disappointed seeing Behemoth live, except if they just play a bunch of new shit. When they play old shit, it's great. I hate that fucking Bartzabel song. Droning, fucking boring chorus ever. God. And then they do old shit and I'm excited. And it's like, oh. Imagine opening for these guys when you're actually as good as Dark Funeral. Yeah. It goes best down. You know? Behemoth is for fucking posers. Not old Behemoth. But I loved You at Your Darkest kind of is. I like the one about God's poop. Straight Krieg metal. God poop. I was almost killed in the mosh pit when they played Christians of the Lion. See, good Behemoth. People got excited they played something good. Right. What do you think, little baby rocket? What? What are you doing? What are you doing? You want to say hi to the people? They missed you. It's been a whole 3 weeks and they didn't get to say hi to your little fat gut. He's so fat. You used to be a little baby and now you're fat. What festival do you want to talk about, Rocket? I think next. Where am I going? Next, we should do festivals if I can get to it. I'm trying. Sir. I'm trying to talk to the metal people. Come on. To talk to metal people. What festivals are you going to next year, Rocket? Yeah, apparently it's cuddle time. Get yourself a cuddle cat. Most people's cats, when they go on vacation, they'll come back and the cat will ignore them. Rocket comes running at me like a dog and is basically doing this, but even more excited. Yo, baby. The show will continue momentarily. Yeah. Anyway, what do you think of Behemoth? Is that what you think? Why are you being so dramatic right now? Notice no shot collar. Oh, ow. Little baby, I gotta continue the show. Or you can do it. All right, fine. You're interrupting. It's now a Meowdle podcast. Exactly. People use shot collars on cat. His son probably would. You're stabbing me. Your claws are so fucking sharp. Oh, now you're distracted again. What? You have fans. Do you know you have fans, Rocket? You have fans that watch the channel. They care way more about you than they do me. I love you too. I gotta continue the show. Yeah. What are you looking at? Oh, okay. Now you all have to deal with me again. He's back. What are we talking about here? That is Rocket. Always the center of attention. He definitely missed you, bro. He legit, when I walk in the door and start talking, he will come running up and just like jump on me and is trying to climb into my face. It's so cute. At least something loves me in life. He's still here. Come on. Want to talk about Melsa? Come on. You should make merch with Rocket's face on it and put your band name and say it's Dark Insanity merch. I should definitely do that. We should like do some brutal black metal, death metal picture of Rocket. That would be funny. Who would buy Rocket merch? You can definitely pressure me into it here in the chat. I had 2 cats and a dog at one point, and that was a handful. I can't imagine having 5 cats. That's a little much. Rocket is a lot for me. Sometimes I consider getting another cat for him, but I don't know if it would fuck everything up. I'd buy a Rocket Dark Insanity shirt. Rocket's face in a pentagram. Wait. What do you want? He's very demanding right now. Can I possibly use my other hand? Let me pull up an article. Hang on. Let's try to use a keyboard. The show must go on, Rocket. Hey, all right. We finally got something pulled up. While I was gone on Thanksgiving break, a lot of festivals announced more bands, and we can go over all of those. Is that what you want to do? No? Oh my God, come on. I love you. One of the festivals I wanted to talk about was Wacken Open Air. A festival that I tend to focus a little less on recently just because there's so many. What the fuck? Anyway, it's a festival I tend to focus a little less on just because there's so many now. Smaller ones is considered some say the biggest festival. It's like the most well-known underground metal festival. I know it's massive. I say underground because it has like Annulmith Rock and bands on it. But I actually think this year's lineup is quite good. Now you want to get out. All right. This year's Wacken lineup, I think, is quite good. I don't know if it's good enough for me to want to fight through a week's worth of mud to see, but for people going or people who wanted to go to Wacken, I think it is quite good. And there's some things I want to go over here if I can get to the chat now. I'm going to Wacken 2026, my first one. Can't wait, says Carmen.net. Hell yeah. I hope it does not pour rain for you the entire time, because if it doesn't, you will have an amazing time. If it does, then you'll have an amazing wet time. But I just finished the Vindicta song. It's a little more like In This Moment than Ghost and Madonna. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to pull up a minute. We've got time. I don't think I'll get copyrighted. Let's see what happens. Why are you biting my legs, Rocket? I was just holding you. Now you want to get back up? Here. Use a chair. You can come up here. Everything's about Rocket. Everybody loves Rocket. Vindicta. That's a stupid name. We're doing it. Let's see what Vindicta featuring the Dark Messiah has to offer with the face of the clown. Like I said, it seems like Vindicta is just going to have all of the same problems Dogma already had. It seems like there's already use of AI. If not, it is so fucking painfully generic that it might as well be AI. I don't think I'm going to like Vindicta any more than I liked Dogma. But Katma, now that's what we're talking about. Oh, now you want to get fucking hell. Yeah, no, I'm good. It seems like everything I didn't like about Dogma is still going to be in Vindicta, except the girls might get paid this time. So at least there's that. Poor Rocket had to sit through that. That's why he was trying to jump up on my face. He was like, no, turn it off. Can't do it. That artwork cover is so lame. Look at their faces. It's one face, copy paste. Maybe this whole thing was a giant ploy. Maybe this was just a marketing plan to make 2 female bands. I've always joked, well, not always, but I've joked about wanting to make AI influencers that start fights with each other, so then you can just profit off of both sides. Maybe that's what's going on here. This will be a hit with the Hot Topic crowd. Is there still a Hot Topic crowd? Jesus. Anyway, Wacken Open Air. What we were talking about a second ago. Where'd it go? So, bands announced so far for Wacken 2026. I believe this is the majority of the lineup. If I could breathe. Okay. The top 3 headliners look to be Def Leppard, Judas Priest, and Powerwolf. I was never a Def Leppard fan. Sorry if that upsets anybody, but no, I don't really have any hate for him, but just didn't do it for me. But Priest and Powerwolf headlining, I think, is pretty cool. Powerwolf is headliner status at Wacken, with the German bands on that level basically can take over the festival. Priest being given a rightful headlining spot, because for a while they were appearing lower on lineups. You could probably find a Wacken lineup the last couple of years where they're like down here or something. So I like to see Judas Priest front and center right there. Hamatom, In Flames, Sabotage. We were talking Trans-Siberian Orchestra before. Arch Enemy with whoever their new vocalist will be. Will it be Angela or someone else? What if they don't announce it at all until they walk out on stage on Wacken? That'd be kind of cool. Saxon, pretty much played Wacken every year. Emperor, Lamb of God, Running Wild, doing their final show at Wacken for like the 4th or 5th time. Just in the time that I've been keeping track, Running Wild has played a final show at Wacken many times. Good band. But yeah, I already like most of this top area. Shit. Like, I'm not interested in Def Leppard or Hamaton, but I would happily take the rest of that. That's already solid. Then we got Airborne, old school classic rock and roll, great for festivals. Sepultura, still doing their farewell tour. Europe, it is the final countdown. Black Label Society, Yngwie Malmsteen doing a greatest hits set, just guitar wankage all over the place. Danko Jones, I don't know why people like that. Ailstorm, Triptychon. This says Electric Bass Boy? What is that? Is that like one of the guys from Electric Callboy? Did they put the name wrong? Is it a completely different thing? No, it says Electric Bass Boy. I don't know. I feel like maybe that will be one of the dudes from Electric Callboy, but I'm not going to look it up to find out. Turbo Negro. The only time I can say that word on this channel without getting in trouble. Turbo Negro, great band. Who's the vocalist for that band now? Because I saw them with the dude, not OG Hank, but the other guy. Great fun. Rose Tattoo. The Bathory tribute, Bloodfire Death. Sick. I'm going to be seeing that in Texas at Hell's Heroes. Hatebreed. Bleed Within. Thy Art is Murder. Nothing More has been blown up lately. I think that says Paleface. Whatever. Yuli John Roth, Yngve Malmsteen is, damn, there's a lot going on here. A lot of old school respect going on at Wacken. I like it. Throne, Orbit Culture, insanely fucking heavy as fuck. Great band. Nevermore, the new Nevermore will be performing at new Nevermore, and Arch Enemy will be performing at Wacken. Everybody kiss and make up. The Gathering, Paradise Lost, POD, Therapy, Life of Agony, The Hard Kiss, I Don't Know, Plant, boo, Thunder Mother. I would have 1,000,000,000% would rather watch Thunder Mother over fucking President. I don't know what that one is. Kim Dracula. That looks like it says SOAD, but it's definitely not System of a Down. I don't know what that one is. Corrosion of Conformity. Trump Derangement Syndrome is performing at Wacken. I don't know what that one is. Municipal Waste. Kitty. Something. Hardline. Something else. Nurgle not doing Behemoth, doing old Behemoth with a different band. This one is hitting all of the festivals next year. The Haunted. Something. Lagwagon. Kind of unexpected, but I'll take it, you know, not complaining. And on the Throck, amazing fucking band. And on the Throck is so fucking good. I don't know. Any Given Day, Fawn, German folk music. I do like them. Very peaceful. Pig Destroyer, very not peaceful. Complete opposite music of Fawn. I don't know what that one says. Goodalox, Shit Party at Wacken in the mud. Gonna be ridiculous. Look like Woodstock 99. Misery Index. Heavy Soros, which is a kids Dinothorm Barney. What the fuck did I even just say? Kids Barney dinosaur metal band. I'm not joking. That is literally what they are. Something for the kids, folks, or for the drug addicts. Be tripped out of their... Why is that T-Rex playing bass guitar? Vended. Blood Red Throne. Badass band. I think that's what that says. Looks like it. Grand Magus. Band my mom loves, actually. I don't know. Ad Infinitum. Say Blood Command? Not sure. Can't read it. Crimson Glory. I think that says Rotten Sound. Or something else. I don't know what that says. I don't know what that says. I know what it says, but I can't pronounce it. That one German band. I don't know. Guilt Trip. Shout out to Guilt Trip. Cool band. I used to know how to say this band name. I really did, but now I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure that's a Finnish, like, polka band. Nita Strauss. Castle Rat. That band some people say is an industry plant, but I haven't looked into them at all, so I don't know. And more that I can't tell, but there's a lot of really good shit here, dude. Like, impressive. I think it is quite good. If I was going to Wacken, I would be very satisfied. Always could be better. Some people think Wacken is getting too mainstream. Which, I mean, sure. It's not 2006 anymore where Emperor was the headliner, but I think this is a pretty fucking good lineup for Wacken. What does the chat think? Heavy Soros is based. All right. Crimson Glory's Transcendence is a classic album. I think every metalhead should go at least once. I would agree with that. Would you go, Rocket? Would you? Yeah? Speaking of Nevermore, I don't know why people think Alyssa is going to be their new singer. I just saw a couple comments of people suggesting that. Nothing besides random comments online. So I don't know. I feel like she could. If she tried to do those vocals, she has the ability to, but no clue. Could definitely not be her. You've heard of Mantar. I think I've heard of them, but I can't name what they sound like. Kim Dracula has immense vocal range. That does not mean I'm gonna like the music. President should tour with Vindicta. Just get all of the phony, lame bands together. Yeah. Is Europe even a metal band? I thought that was rock. They're a rock band, but they appear at festivals now. I mean, would you say Def Leppard is particularly a metal band? Not really. The big festivals will do that. I saw Europe at Hellfest one time. It was a fucking blast. But that's what I like about festivals like that is I wouldn't go see Europe by themselves on their own like headline show or anything. But if they're at a festival where I'm seeing a bunch of bands I love and they're playing, why not? It's going to be a fun time. I loved your recent video, the vitriol drama. Had no idea the extent of it all. It was pretty batshit insane, wasn't it? That's what the internet is for, laughing at other people's misfortune. Alyssa is nothing like World Dane. I think most people are not like World Dane. That dude's voice was awesome until he drank it away. Castle Rat is hipster bullshit. They fucking suck. I have not looked at it enough to be able to tell either way, to be honest. So I'll take her word for it, but I can't confirm it. Electric Bass Boy is a side project with some members of Electric Callboy, essentially just a DJ set. That's exactly what I assumed. That's fine, I guess, whatever. Worrell was incredible in his prime. He absolutely was. But yeah, shout out to Wacken. What is your opinion on the Milwaukee Metal Fest lineup so far? Let's do that one next, shall we? Where am I? What am I looking at? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Milwaukee Metal Fest is returning. They have finally announced some bands. It was taking them a minute. It would appear that the festival has switched weekends that it is taking place on. Milwaukee Metal Fest now. Oh, wait, no, it's not 31, is it? Or did they not change that? When is this happening? Where's the dates? That doesn't help. Oh, here it is. All right, June 5th through 7th, 2026. Now, unfortunately, that is the same weekend as the Souten Festival in Iceland that I went to this last year. And it looks like between the two of them, I will be returning to Milwaukee Metal Fest in 2026. I would love to go to Souten again. We're going to talk about that one next. But unfortunately, the dates just don't line up. They conflict, and I'm already going to Milwaukee. So yeah, if anyone wants to hang out with me in Milwaukee, I'll be there. First headliner announced for Milwaukee Metal Fest is Acid Bath. Hell yeah, that will be my chance to see them. Then we got Belushi Speedball. I saw these guys, I think, at the last Milwaukee Metal Fest. Or the one before that. So much fun. This is a party band. This is a band that would play in your living room in high school when you're having a house party with the whole school there. There was like garbage and pool toys, all kinds of shit flying around there, Nerf guns. It was awesome. Definitely will be watching them. Morta Skald at Milwaukee Metal Fest. Old school death metal legends. Iron Reagan returns. The singer for Municipal Waste's other band, performing at Milwaukee Metal Fest. Master, performing at Milwaukee Metal Fest. And I commented saying, sweet, that means no Rip to Shreds then. Yay! And we also got Internal Bleeding, slammage galore. I'm not a big slam person, but Internal Bleeding is fucking sick. Stoked for that. We also got Integrity. Hey, it's Kinky Sizemore, shout out. Integrity is performing at Milwaukee Metal Fest. We also got second headliner, Killswitch Engage. Personally, not my cup of tea, but people will like it. I don't really have a problem with it. I can take a night early. And we also got Prong announced for Milwaukee Metal Festival. This is where it takes place, the Eagles Club. I loved Milwaukee Metal Fest. It's a great size. It's not too big, but not like a middle of nowhere shit festival. Yeah, I'm excited. Looking forward to it. Who plans on being at Milwaukee? Internal Bleeding headlining the small stage would be sick. That would be brutal. Yeah, that would be fucking awesome. I forgot the Rip to Shreds Vitriol, pun intended. That one, it's hard. Damn, which crash out was more pathetic? Vitriol or Rip to Shreds? That one's hard. Because Rip to Shreds when the guy was sober, apparently. Skipped it this year, but plan on going next year. That was the same for me. I didn't make it this last year, but I'm definitely will be back. How much are tickets? Let me check. Compared to other festivals that were very reasonably priced, Milwaukee Metal Fest is one of the only places in America where you can get $25 metal t-shirts still. I was amazed. Let's see here. Shit, I don't know. Where is it? I'm looking on the website. I don't know. I'm a little confused. Not much is how much they are. Gerberty says you got mine for $180. That's really good. That's impressively good. Your gaming chair behind you might be a little ripped to shreds. That is my cat's fault. I'm staying at the Ambassador with my girlfriend. Is Jeffrey Dahmer's room like a tourist attraction now? No, I don't believe they mentioned it, but you can go there. I don't even know what room it is. Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment's right around the corner, actually. It's fun. You'll see people drive up and get out and take pictures of an empty lot, and it's Jeffrey Dahmer's lot. What was it? Last time I went there, the day after the festival, I still had one more day in Milwaukee to do nothing. And I was checked out of my Airbnb, but had a few hours till the flight. So I just hung out at the Ambassador Hotel because it was pouring fucking rain. Super storm. It really felt like I was in BioShock. Because the Ambassador Hotel is really old. They were playing old-timey music. Seeing pouring rain outside, it was pretty cool. Anyway. Yeah, man, internal bleeding is the real shit. I like a lot of slam. Just been noticing an uptick in the feed lately. Yeah, I'm not a big slam person, but internal bleeding is solid. Would you consider Skinless a slam band? I'm not sure, but they're fucking awesome. Let's do Souten Festival. Takes place in Stykkishólmur, Iceland. I went this year. Unfortunately, will not be going back next year only because of Milwaukee Metal Fest. Besides that, I would absolutely go back because I had a great time. Small little festival in the north of Iceland. Yeah, it was great. I went there. You should check out my video on it. They have announced, going to be honest, A lot of bands I don't know, but we got Psy, Dimma, Strip Show, Nurgle with another band performing his old stuff, which is weird, but Nurgle in Iceland, Voivod, Aborted, that's a good one. That's cool. The Haunted, I don't know. Hamfib, I don't know. Skit System, another one I can't read. Tail Gunner, I don't know. Power Paladin, I've heard of them. They're old school. Yeah. And more bands I have not heard of, but I discovered a lot of really good Icelandic bands when I went to this festival this year. It was the same thing where I knew very little of the lineup, but the majority of the bands I saw were fucking killer. So if you want some really underground metal that your friends definitely have not heard of and you want to show how cool you are, check out these bands. I would definitely go if it wasn't for Milwaukee. You should definitely check out Brutal Assault and Obscene Extreme. Added lots of kick-ass bands. Oh, we will. Yeah, definitely. Whoa. Sorry. That was the wrong one. Wyatt, looks like you're planning on hitting up Milwaukee Metal Fest and Hell's Heroes. What about Maryland Death Fest? I need to do that one for sure. It needs to be the year where I finally get that one off my bucket list. Haven't confirmed that I'm going yet, but I have every intention to. Psy is good. I saw them once at Hellfest some fucking year. They are good. That was cool. Have you covered Hell's Heroes yet? I'll definitely be there next year. Not on this episode yet, but we could do that later. We do have another announcement from Brutal Assault Festival in the Czech Republic. Festival I've not been to yet, but I've only heard great things about, and I definitely want to go to. We've got a band, Armored Saint, Onslaught, and Nevermore are the new bands announced. Already confirmed are the Sisters of Mercy, who I saw once and were awesome. Wardruna, 200 Stab Wounds, Alcest, Alt, Amenra, Amorphous, Animals as Leaders, Arthur Brown, that's cool, Black Braid, Bleed from Within, Castle Rat, Coroner, Crippling Alcoholism. That's just the name of the people attending the festival. Cryptopsy, Death Haven, Death Angel, Deceased, Deicide, Deserted Fear, Devourment, Draconian, a bunch more bands. We read all these ones before. So there's the new bands for Brutal Assault. This one really, really want to check off my bucket list. Sisters of Mercy are still around. Holy shit. I thought they were on their final tour for the last while now as well. Final tours take a really fucking long time. Anyway. Sorry. What? Oh, yeah. We got... Well, let's do this one. Another festival that announced their lineup, at least most of it, is Beyond the Gates in Norway. Another festival, again, haven't been to, but really want to. Shitty music playing outside. First day, Wednesday, July 29th, we've got headliners Testament, true Norwegian black metal, Nurgle and Friends, Rotting Christ, Spectral Wound, Castle Rat, and Rocket. Just standing on stage meowing, playing fetch, and another band I don't know. Day 2 headliners at Beyond the Gates, we've got Electric Wizard, Beheret, 1349, Warning, The Ruins of Beverast, Fortress. That's a stupid name. And there's also sets from Sulfur Aeon, Terrestrial Hospice. That's a funny name. Concrete Winds, And the night shift with Balzer, who is awesome. Actually, that's my type of grinding black and roll. Day 3 headliners at Beyond the Gates. Blood Incantation, headlining over Marduk with Hordum Rife. That should be the name of Dogma. Misotheist. Something else, and another thing. As you can tell, this is a much more low-key festival than like Wacken and the others. These bands probably start pretty late in the afternoon. Final headliner for Beyond the Gates is Emperor with Alcest, Arcturus, and Gaul's Weird. Because Gaul's weird. Not bad. Not a whole lot of bands I'm particularly big on, but like Testament's always killer live. Nurgle and Friends will probably be good. I'm not really an Electric Wizard, but this would be cool. It's good, but not my particular bag, let's say. What about Bloodstock? Rockin' with Wacken. Rockin' out with your Wacken out. I would 100% go to Beyond the Gates. Arcturus is a bucket list band. There you go. It's a band I have not seen. Marduk is playing. That's my favorite band. Marduk is solid as fuck. They're old school black metal brutality. They sound like you're in war. Leyendas del Rock in Spain got recently full lineup announced and looks quite good. Interesting. Going over comments. Traveling the world to see metal shows is definitely the dream. It's a great dream. It's a great life. You'll learn a lot from it. That's what I love so much about going to metal festivals is the travel. I mean, it can be exhausting and, expensive, but it's because of going to metal festivals that, I'm familiar with Slovenia now and have been to a bunch of crazy places and experienced a bunch of things I never would have because of metal's terrible influence on me. Seven Spires is an amazing band. Are you doing Shamrock Slaughterfest or Gulf Coast Death Fest, Wyatt? I've never even heard of either of those, so apparently not. Let's check out this Leyendas del Rock. Loading. So many big festivals all over the fucking world now. All right. Yeah. Leyendas del Rocco. We got Halloween, who are 40 years old. Old ass power metal. In Flames. Slaughter to Prevail. Warcry. Godsmack. Godsmack is hitting a lot of festivals. It's kind of weird. On like all of the major metal festivals, Godsmack is popping up on there. They have some like brutal album coming out probably. Sepultura, Nothing More, Of Mice and Men, Dark Tranquility, Deicide, Mushroom Head, Something, Dark More, Hardline, Ches Kane, Lat Zin, and more. So far, pretty good. Could be better, but pretty good. I feel like Godsmack is just such a weird, like, standout amongst all the rest of these. And Godsmack seemed, I thought they were too mainstream to play under Halloween. Hang on, one I need to pull up before I forget. Loading. 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 Where is it? Okay. I didn't know Godsmack was still around. That's what I'm saying, man. Rocket, what are you doing? Rocket. Doing some fuck shit right now. Next, let's talk about Resurrection Fest, also in Spain. If we're going to stay in the same region. 1 second. What are you doing? Where the fuck did he even go? Oh, you little bastard. Resurrection Fest I have not been to yet, but I very much want to check out. They usually have crazy huge lineups. Yeah. Resurrection Fest in Spain. Headliners are Iron Maiden, Run for Your Lives, Limp Bizkit, Sabaton, and Marilyn Manson. Not bad. Old school. Sabaton throwing the new. But I would say ones that are pretty killer live currently. Manson is on like a big redemption arc, kind of. Been hearing he's been killing it the last while as he's been performing. A Day to Remember, Anthrax, Trivium, Mastodon. I don't know. POD, that one band that keeps popping up. Bleed From Within. Fucking president. Get out, plant. Fill in the space here. I don't know. Hamlet, Caskets. Annie's okay. Annie's okay. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Testament, Blood Incantation, Calvera, Caliban, that German band. Man with a Mission, Self-Deception, Dogma. What? This needs to be updated. This has Dogma and Witch Club Satan. This is just awful. Ew. It was going really well until we fucking crashed into here. The Funeral Portrait. Gadia. The Browning. That sounds like the name of your bathroom after going to Taco Bell. Burning Witches. Bitch Club Satan. Ice Cream Never... That's stupid. The Pretty Wild. Distant. Holder. TSS. Hands of Juno. Occultist. Others. We also got Converge. The fuck is that? Lionheart. Throne. House of Protection. Dying Wish. Get the Shot. Harm's Way. Brutal. Breakdown. Hardcore Fight Ninja Stage. Blues Pills. Blues Pills is a great band. They had an album come out a while ago I loved. Just old school, kind of like 70s rock band. I really like Blues Pills. Bornaga. The Vince's Caravan, similar to Blues Pills, but Icelandic. Also cool. I don't know what the fuck that one is. And more. Yeah. A mostly good lineup that I would enjoy. Dogma, Witch Club Satan's funny. And we got Dogma and... Ew. Come. This is mostly a good lineup, and then you got these two shits right here, but we'll call them Bathroom Break. I think it's pretty good. Beyond the Nose Beers. Maybe it's the return of Dogma there. Is Fabio Leone still singing for Angra? No. He left the band same day it was announced Alyssa was out of Arch Enemy. Huh. This whole lineup just sucks. I don't know about the whole lineup, but I think the Wacken lineup is better. Definitely. Yeah. I don't know. If you want to see Dogma, go to Resurrection Fest next year. Oh yeah, I thought this was funny. The other one, another one I wanted to get to. Hang on. Wait. All right, took me a second. Another festival that I have not yet been to, but I definitely want to change that, even though I heard it might be getting like a little more mainstream currently than it was, but let's see. The Rockstadt Festival in Transylvania. Metal festival near Dracula's Castle. I think it used to be closer, but now it's actually moving farther away. But this one seems awesome. I really want to check this one out. Headliners are Godsmack. That was the weird one for me. On this is not a band I thought would be here. Halloween, Lamb of God, Arch Enemy, Black Label Society, In Flames, Slaughter to Prevail. This is one of those comment sections where everyone freaked out when Slaughter to Prevail got announced. Like, oh my God, you're turning this into a Nazi festival. See, I think that's one. All posers are coming to Slaughter to Prevail. They have some really lame commenters, as we'll see in a minute, but Hatebreed, nothing more except being so low on the lineup. Damn. 50-year anniversary. Third row. The Gathering, Amorphous, In Extremo, Thy Art is Murder, Bleed from Within, Of Mice and Men, Nevermore. Nevermore and Arch Enemy at the same festival again. Perturbator, Rave in Transylvania. Igor, North Lane, Deicide, Orbit Culture. That's sick, those two. Alcest, Castle Rat, Critopsy, Death Heaven, Death Angel, Decapitated. Fit for an Autopsy, Elder, Immolation, Malevolence, Monolord, Municipal Waste, Pentagram, Signs of the Storm, Tribulation, and Vended. Huh. I think it's pretty good. Again, I still think Wacken, out of the ones we went through today, Wacken and Milwaukee are the most appealing for me in terms of lineup. Igor. Question, how the fuck is President getting on all these big festivals with 6 songs that all sound like shit? Makes 0 sense. It's called money. It's called money and connections. Fuck that band. Ow. Hang on. But what was really, really funny about Rockstadt is that the other day they announced a big secret headliner they built anticipation for, and it was da-da-da-da. Drum roll, please. Dun 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 dun. Getting to it. Marilyn Manson will be at Rockstadt, and something hilarious I noticed was the people bitching about it in the comments. It is almost 2026, and there are people crying to cancel Marilyn Manson. How fucking pathetic do you have to be? And it's not about his music. It's about alizations. Out of all the international artists, he is the one you choose shameful in all aspects. I didn't expect you to invite Papa Elena Lumina Nua to the REF. I don't get that one. Unpopular opinion, it would be great if people could separate the art from the artist. Meanwhile, music is supposed to be about connecting people and enjoy the art itself. Probably people hating on him. I came here for comments. There's some more good ones. For real, bruh. Do you really? Meanwhile, we were pretending to be Meshuggah. These are obviously translated, so they might not be as stupid as it seems. Ew, thanks for the announcement. I know not to give money on tickets this year either. Wah, can it get any worse? Let's see where the good ones are. I read comments and I'm stupidly amazed at what you write here. 10 years ago, y'all snapped on his music without judging, pointing fingers. More recent, before you listen to music and enjoy it, judge and boo. I think he's saying to people to get the fuck over it. Come on, you still have time to delete the post. Oh, okay, random fuck commented, so now the festival's going to drop their headliner. Performative activism and lack of documentation in situations entered the chat. Correct. There was a really funny one I'm looking for. Prepare yourself for disappointment. I heard he's good now. Oh, this one was great. Dumbass for Oceans. Preaching European values and equality during election time and announcing serial rapists and racism as headliners. These fucking creatures still exist. You would think, oh, this was a phase that these kids grew out of being so fucking retarded and emotional online. Nope. It very much still happens. Yeah, now that so many people have already booked tickets, flights, accommodation, you announce someone extremely controversial, so that whoever disagrees has already booked and cannot easily get out of it, and at the same time boost sales from people who don't know / care. Or you're a bitch. If you don't like Marilyn Manson, don't watch him. I would sooner be not watching Godsmack. Anyway, yeah, there's some hilarious, stupid comments in here from people. This one's a little bit better of a complaint, at least. It's not like, oh my god, how could you, but more wanting more underground bands. I'll allow it. Isn't he like a PDF file abuser? You could like Google it in the time it took you to write this comment and find out for yourself. So these people won't be at Rockstadt, so it sounds like it's going to be a great time. Can you believe this shit? I just read Marky Manson. Don't want to watch him do the can during the beautiful people. That's fine. That's a fair criticism. Racism. How is Marilyn Manson racist? Everything you don't like is racist. Did you know that? Welcome to the internet. Manson's live shows have looked pretty bad the last I checked. Not the ones I saw, because Wordy's been sober for the last few years. There's definitely the hilarious videos I've covered before of his awful sets, but last I saw him was really good, actually. That was in 2019. Does anyone ever get truly canceled? Seems like once they get a public shaming, they just come back anyways. Only person who ever got completely canceled was Ian Watkins. Well, yeah, it's finally cancel culture has been pushed back against heavily. Pause. Anyway, that's the cancel police coming to get me. No, I hate these people saying, oh, cancel culture wasn't a real thing. Yes, it absolutely was. How many people's careers were immediately taken down overnight? Yes, they came back. Some of them did. But so many people got blacklisted for bullshit reasons, for things they'd said years ago that were fine then, but were suddenly not fine now. Gina Carano was absolutely canceled and is now finally coming back. But the thing about cancel culture is it's only as powerful as you let it be in terms of how it affects you. Because the reason so many people like Lucy Kay and whatever crumbled to cancel culture is because they gave into it. They could have just said, fuck you, and kept going and been fine, which is what people are realizing now. They thought, oh, you got this backlash against you online. It's your duty to speak up and be accountable and responsible and apologize to everybody. Or you could tell them to go fuck themselves, which is what people are realizing now. But no, I 1000% support the pushback against cancel culture idiots. It's the internet. If you don't like it, it's both racist and liberal. Exactly. Everything is woke, MAGA, Nazi, leftist. Yeah, grifter. That's everything is that. But the thing with Manson is that the whole sex offender thing, his whole accusations from that one bitch, Evan Rachel Wood, were very suspicious. She's not a trustworthy person at all. Just always made me laugh when someone who got canceled complained to their millions of social media followers and on TV. Then after a break, they were back doing whatever they were doing. Well, yeah, it depends on the person. There was some of that. Well, like, Jimmy Kimmel. How about that one? He was put on vacation for 2 days. Everyone's like, it's the end of free speech. And he came back and then just moved on. Probably didn't want that example, but that's the one I thought of. Anyway, cancel culture is lame. There's plenty of people I don't like and don't support, but cancel culture is stupid. How many CDs, records do you own? Not that many anymore. I honestly stream a lot because I respect people who have big, giant collections of music, but I don't. I'm fine with streaming. The Kimmel thing was retarded. Yes, it was. Jimmy Kimmel is retarded. This is true. What are we doing? To be fair, Manson has dropped the hard R in a few songs. So he's a rapper. Hold up. You said the R slur. Cancel him. It amazes me how people still freak out over the word retard in this day and age. Whenever I see someone do it, I'm like, I'm not taking you seriously at all. You know how many comments I've gotten from people being like, dude, I love metal and I love your channel, but can you please stop saying the R word? You love metal, but you can't handle the word retard? You have things to work on. Anyway. I'm so glad that people brought retarded back to normal. Hell yeah. Made official by the president. We can now say retard again. What? Just say Down syndrome. But that's not what I think of it as. That's what's always weird to me when someone's like, oh, why are you saying the word retard? I have a child with Down syndrome and it's really offensive. I'm like, why are you calling your kid retarded? I don't consider those the same thing. It's the slang version of retard. I'd never look at someone who actually has a mental disorder and go, oh, look at that retard. You know, I say it to someone who is supposedly fully developed, but doesn't seem to be fully active. That's what it means. The metal scene has become gay and retarded. In many ways, this is true, unfortunately. But through this channel, I've met many people who are not gay and retarded. They might be gay and awesome. But through this channel, I have had a lot of people reach out or come up to me and say they appreciate my honesty and being unfiltered. Even if you don't agree with every single one of my opinions or things I talk about, metal just shouldn't be so fucking sanitized. Make metal retarded again. Yes. That should be a shirt. I should make that a shirt. That's fantastic. Down syndrome is a condition. Retard is a choice. Sometimes they're retarded and awesome. Exactly. I think most of us here in this chat are probably retarded and awesome, right? Nothing wrong with that. Equating someone with Down syndrome with being retarded is the real evil. I agree! Like, I kind of say it as a joke to get to people, but I am like, you don't think that's fucked up? You view your kid as that? I'm perfectly happy to have a very normal conversation with a kid with Down syndrome and talk about metal. And we can both point at Ian DeLeo and call him a retard together. That's how it works. But remember, never go full retard, only half retard. I'm going to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra for the third year in a row next Friday with my sister, brother-in-law, niece, and nephew. I can't wait. Hell yeah. Awesome, dude. I love Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I'm a sucker for sappy Christmas stuff. During Christmas time, though. During other seasons, no. Fuck off until mid-November, and then the Christmas sappiness can come in. Ugh. Anyway. What are we doing? Any more festivals, things to talk about? Shit, not really. Let me double check some metal news sites. Is there anything else we should cover? Should we go over Cokehead Kyle's video, or are we good? I covered the highlights before. It's a lot of just crying and, bitch shit. Never admit on camera to doing nose beers and trying to get it through the border. What else do we have to talk about? Some people are mentioning other festivals to pull up. If your guitar player is also retarded, is he then guitarded? I'm definitely going to use that from now on. Our guitarist is guitarded. Bloodstock, Obscene Extreme. Let's do Obscene Extreme. I probably won't be on here too much longer. I'm going to clip this podcast into videos for people who don't want to watch the whole thing. So like the Dogma one will be its own video, and then I'll put all these festival parts together. And then I got way more videos to work on. What videos would you like to see this month? I feel like a Trans-Siberian Orchestra one would be good, but throw out suggestions. This is a democracy. As much as I don't like democracy, this is a democracy. For someone who criticizes democracy a lot, most of my things I participate in are. Anyway, Obscene Extreme is a underground as fuck festival in the Czech Republic, made by fans for fans. Pretty sure this has 0 corporate sponsors. Cheap, awesome. You can stage crash every single band. All the videos from this festival are insane. Cryptopsy India issues. What is that? I guess I'll look at that. But anyway, Obscene Extreme has got Rotten Sound, I Hate God, Converge, Benighted, Jungle Rot, badass fucking band, played with them. Necrot, badass band, played with them. Dwarves, Hideous Divinity, I don't know. Assassin, Insanity Alert is a very fun, stupid thrash band. I don't know. Propane, is that Calavera or is that someone else? Or it sounds similar. War Collapse, something else. Flesh Crawl, I saw them on 70,000 Tons. Flesh Crawl is brutal. That's a good grinding band. I don't know. More I don't know. Which are ones I know? Mortis Skull. Bad Acid Trip. Sounds like all of the times that I did acid. All 2 of them. Not recommended. I was never a fucking psychedelics person, man. Like, everyone's like, no, it's the easier ones. Meh. Bad Acid Trip is you laying in bed in Las Vegas in a pitch dark room where it looks like strobe lights are going off in your brain. Anyway, who else do I recognize here? Phantom. Yeah, a bunch of other ones that look similar. Probably all solid as fuck bands. We've got Embryonic Devourment. And more I don't know. But if you are a old school death metal, grinding, blast beats, screaming, smelly armpits, Obscene Extreme is the festival for you. I would like to check that one out. That would be cool. Bad Acid Trip, saw them open for Guar a long time ago. Didn't know they still exist. Yeah. Lots of bands like that. They are still having a bad acid trip. That's horrifying. Are you going to Sick New World in Texas? Slayer sucked me in. I don't know. Probably not. I haven't really thought too much about it, but probably not. I don't know. Wyatt, are you going to Blind Guardian when they hit your area? I'm seeing them tonight. I'm actually not. I used to love Blind Guardian. Still like Blind Guardian. I was playing their live album the other day. No. I've seen them enough times and I'm not super major fan anymore. I am going to a show for my birthday in 2 weeks, though. It is not a metal show. It is A comedy show. I'm going to see Adam Ray doing Dr. Phil live. That's no, I'm not going to metal. I'm going to comedy. Yeah, I'm excited for that. It's going to be ridiculous. People suggested other festivals. We haven't looked at in a minute since I'm not attending this next one, but lineup was pretty good. Drum roll, please. $70,000 tons of metal. The Metal Cruise happening January 29th to February 2nd. I'm not planning on attending this one, but I do think the lineup is quite good. If anyone would like to buy my ticket and allow me to go, then hey, then I'll do it. But performing on the cruise ship, we have Amorphous, Anthrax, which is cool. I thought they might have been too big to still perform here. But Anthrax, Arcona, fucking awesome band. I love Arcona. Beast in Black, awesome band. Blood Red Hourglass, I don't know what that is. Cemetery Skyline, Darkane, Dark Tranquility, something else. Dustbolt, Elvati, awesome band. Urb Altor, right? Firewind, Gamma Bomb. Do it again. There we go. Groza, Haggard, they're like the house band of the cruise. Harakiri for the Sky, Heathen, old school thrash. Hyrax, very old school thrash. Hyrax is sick. Hour of Penance. Insomnium. Camelot, Canon and Faber. Fuck, I wish I was going now. This lineup is actually really good. The one year I'm not going, they have a pretty fucking solid lineup. Canon Faber on a cruise ship is amazing. You should take over other cruise ships while they're playing. Give me 1 second. Fucking Gardner's ruining the show. Paradise Lost, Rhapsody of Fire, Satan, Cruise Ship of Satan, Seven Spires, Skeletal Remains, Soilwork, Sudakra, Tribulation, Tyr, Vader, Violence, Wind Rose. This is a good lineup. There's a lot I would see, and every band plays twice. Damn it, I wish I was going. Someone buy me a ticket to 70,000 Tons of Metal for my birthday and Christmas. You will be the savior of metal's best friend. What are people saying? I'm going to the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago and not a metal show. I'm a nerdy poser. Fucking lose. Nice. Darkane is killer. Welcome to Rockville. Rocket is so cute. Was Brutal Assault's lineup announced yet? Yeah, we went over that one. Cruise with Satan and Anthrax. And nose beers. Yes. Maybe not on the cruise, but when you're in Miami, be on the lookout for it raining nose beers. Another one. We might do this one last. And then I don't know if there's anything else to talk about for now, but another festival I want to go over. If it wants to work. Pause for dramatic effect. Now you see here. A festival that I may or may not be returning to. Tolminator in Slovenia. Possibly my favorite festival on land. Run by super awesome dudes that my band played at before in the most beautiful location in the world. I definitely have videos on this festival if you're unfamiliar. Check it out. It's amazing. They have announced In Flames, Heaven Shall Burn. That is fucking sick. Heaven Shall Burn is the one core-ish band that I really fucking like. There's always an exception. I don't know if you would consider them metalcore, deathcore, or whatever, because they're kind of like on the border of it, but Heaven Shall Burn is fucking awesome. We got Satyricon, Nose Beers, Hatebreed, Deicide, Municipal Waste, Bleed From Within, Deaf Heaven, Agnostic Front, 1,000 Mods. That's not a band, that's just my description of my version of Red Dead Redemption 2. Because I have 1,000 mods on Red Dead Redemption 2. I actually checked today, my gaming file of Red Dead 2 is over 250 gigs. Immolation, Elder, something, Infected Rain, Moscow Death Brigade. That's intimidating. I think it's a Psychonaut 4. Is that a video game? Siberian Meat Grinder. When Trans-Siberian Orchestra is done with Christmas season, they turn into Siberian Meat Grinder. No, they don't. That's a joke. I don't know. Raging Speedhorn. Master. No Rip to Shreds. Something. Brat. Who I've been curious about. They're a very strange band. The music's pretty good. Slamming. Their vocalist is pretty good, but she is like intentionally weird on stage. If you watch live footage, you'll see what I mean. She looks like she's doing 80s aerobics while she's performing. And that's honestly not even me being a dick. That is literally what she acts like on stage. That said, I would be curious to see them live because the music is pretty good. I don't know what that says. I don't know what that says. Raised by Owls, Odd, Almost, 7 Blood, and Turbo Kill, and many more. Perhaps another band that people might be aware of. Tolminator, fucking solid as fuck. Looking down the nose beers of today. I know Josh has been trying to get Heaven Shall Burn for Milwaukee Metal Fest for a while now. That's what he said on the show. If they're there, I would be fucking stoked. What's your exception for porno grind? Fuck, I don't know if I have one. Does skinless count? I'm going to say skinless. I don't know if they really count, but kind of. But I don't. I like grind like napalm death, where it sounds like grinding steel. I don't like grind where it's just like. I'm good. Except Gudalox. Yeah, Gudalox I do like. Yeah, that doesn't. They're the exception. They're not porno grind. They're porno potty grind. Cock and ball torture. That's a name I haven't heard in quite a while. That is a band, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. What do you think? Are you telling me to get offline and play with you? He might be ordering me to leave soon. What's your favorite show you've seen in general? Not just concert, but live show in general. That's hard. Jesus. I made a video of like my most unique concerts. A couple of them are on there. But there was the Metal Masters tour, I think in 2008 or so. That was Judas Priest, Heaven, Hell, Motorhead, Testament. That was amazing. Rammstein's last headlining tour, where they played the Coliseum in LA, and it felt like being in Nuremberg. That was amazing. Fucking not metal, but I saw John Williams 2 or 3 times. That is an amazing show. John Williams playing classics from Star Wars and everything. I was with another friend of mine who's also a death metal vocalist, and we were fucking bawling our eyes out. I don't know. There's so many. Slayer at Hellfest 2019 was fun. I really thought I was going to die. That was one of the few shows where I genuinely thought I might not make it out of here. Seeing Goodalox live was fun. I still can't get into them enough to buy their music. Oh yeah, they're a great live band. I wouldn't sit at home and put them on, for comfort, make a nice cup of tea, sit down and grab a book and put on Goodalox, but live at a festival, they're so much fun. What is the scariest metal band today? John Schaefer. That's the one that would upset the most people. Let's be honest here. Scary is, you can't be scary anymore. You can't be scary with metal anymore. It's just fucking cringe now. Like, being scary now and controversial in metal is just being a normal based person. You want to be scary in metal, have your life together. Have a family and kids that love you and don't have any drama going on in life. That people will be like, what the fuck? What kind of weird creature are you? Anyway. Is there anything else to cover here? Or are we pretty much wrapped up? Is there any videos I should have covered? Let me see if I'm missing anything before I get back to work. Got videos and stuff galore. I don't think so. I think we covered pretty much everything going on. Can someone either get left at a gas station or die or something really quick so we have something to talk about? Nope, I think we're pretty much covered. So, pull up a video of dinosaurs. Not the dinosaur band, just a fucking dinosaurs. Yay. I always like seeing extreme metal bands where the band was just dressed in fucking normal clothes, normal haircuts, and then proceeds to play brutal death metal. That's what we do. We go up on stage and perform. I mean, I do like and appreciate bands that have a cool image and put a lot of work into it and are really precise with their performances. I do appreciate a crazy stage show, but it's also very easy to get really cringe, it's kind of hard to be a genuine black metal band these days with corpse paint and everything. It's like, okay, dude, come on. We all have the internet. Like, we get it. But there is something really cool, too. A band just walking up on stage and just fucking destroying and being normal. But I like both. I like when a Monomarth has the Viking ship and Loki come out and the sword fighters and everything and the pyro. But I also like when Cannibal Corpse just walks out on stage, not even with an intro, and just starts playing. And it's so fucking cool. Yeah. Have you ever considered doing a gaming channel? So, I do have a gaming channel. I definitely have not been using it as much as I should have. I was intending on doing gaming live streams before, but I don't know. I just didn't put in the commitment for it, but I really should because I customize the fuck out of games. I have VR now. I can do a bunch of crazy funny shit when I'm gaming, but let me show you my other gaming channel really quick, then we'll fucking get the fuck out of here. It's hard to have a gaming channel when I only play Red Dead Redemption for 3 years. So, for those who are not aware, and metalheads who like gaming stuff and are even bigger nerds, this is my gaming channel. I called it WM Games. Get it? Wyatt's Metal Games. Didn't do any gaming live streams here, but I have been doing basically my modding showcases here, which is kind of what I'm going to use the channel for. It's not regular uploads. It's basically a hobby on the side whenever I get to it. See, I'm not even subscribed to my own channel. Or maybe I am. But so when I have the time for it and just kind of put it together, I've been enjoying doing modding videos. I mod the shit out of Red Dead Redemption 2, modded the shit out of Grand Theft Auto 5. A couple of these are kind of meh, just kind of gaming clips. that aren't really good. These two right here are my actual narration edited together, good quality videos. I would recommend watching those. These are just gameplay footage where I'm not talking. You can kind of just ignore all of those. But I'm going to do more shit like this. So here's an example of the Halloween cowboy zombie hootenanny that you've been dreaming for. By combining several different mods together, we can turn the entire map of RDR2 into being the living dead, full of boarded... I'm watching my own content on my live stream. Quality entertainment. Cities, zombie hordes roaming the wilds, enemy gangs and zombie fights, and so much more. We'll be joining Sadie Adler today. Yeah, you get the point. That's how to turn RDR into Undead Nightmare. And then I did Grand Theft Auto 6. I thought I'd show off some of these mods I've used to remaster GTA 5 to make it better than ever. And who better to show off all of these mods than everyone's favorite public servant, proud community member, Officer Trevor, who will guide us through all of these mods while doing his part to keep the community safe.
Let's be clear. Only an idiot joins the cops. Turn.
So yeah, my next videos I'm gonna do on this channel, I'm basically turning Red Dead Redemption 2 into a movie. I am playing the campaign, but editing it to where it's not a game walkthrough. It's not going to cover every single mission, item grab, whatever, but it's going to be so you watch it like you would a movie series. Everything's in widescreen, most important parts, paying attention to characters. It's a fun little hobby thing I'm doing. So that will be next up there. Trevor is definitely a GG Allen fan, right? I'm a science poser, not a gamer. Fine. Whatever. That's understandable. Sometimes if I'm bored enough, I'll watch videos like that. I love videos like these. I've got really into modding games somewhat recently. Maybe in the last like 2 years or so. But yeah, if you want to see fun gaming content I throw up whenever I can, check out my other channel. Show off a bunch of fucking cool shit. Anyway, that's pretty much anything, but really late, last minute, maybe, but can you talk about Betty in Chains? The elephant? Yeah, there was this story that PETA was asking Alice in Chains to briefly change their name to Betty in Chains to raise awareness for a elephant that I guess has been in captivity for 50 years or something. Why don't PETA just go get the elephant? PETA have plenty of money. PETA kill plenty of animals. Maybe PETA should get rid of some of their animal euthanization and they could afford to rescue the elephant. Is it good to bring attention to that? Yes. Is PETA scumbags? Also, yes. But why don't you just go rescue the elephant? You know? PETA's so full of shit. Like, I am 1000% for animal rights. I think people who abuse animals should be publicly killed. But yeah, PETA's a piece of shit. The people running PETA should probably be put in jail. The people who own that elephant should be put in the ground. There you go. Wyatt's Metal has spoken. Animals have more rights than humans in my empire. Zoo animals can't live in the wilderness. There's a difference between shelters and like animal sanctuaries and putting them in zoos to perform. It's a fact that animals suffer and it's sad, but PETA are a bunch of idiots who make us hate vegans and not think about animals or nature. I agree with that, yeah. PETA lost all credibility a long ass time ago. They can fuck off. Right. Support animal rights. I do not support PETA. There you go. But yeah, I say rescue the elephant and rescue Hassan's dog at the same time. Yeah. That's all I got. I just care about Betty. Yeah. See, that's good. That is an important thing. Maybe Alice in Chains can buy Betty and put it. How much does an elephant in an abuse situation cost? Can't be that much. Just deport Hassan. That works too. I am not against this. That said, someone was asking if I like strapping a lad. Fuck yeah. Of course. It's funny because Devin wasn't really that good at vocals back then. If you watch the live stuff, it's not great, but their music was fantastic. Anyway, I think that pretty much wraps up everything for this episode of Wyatt's Metal Podcast. Let's make sure what's going on here. I will definitely, the next 2 weeks, will definitely be streaming on Wednesday normal time. Probably not going to do a show on Christmas Eve. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like you guys that much. No, I do actually. I'm just going to be busy with family. It would be rude. That's also Lemmy's birthday. So we're not taking Christmas Eve off. We're taking Lemmy's birthday off. Let's be fair. The birth of Jesus, accurately. Celebrate next 2 weeks Wyatt's Metal Podcast, but then after that we celebrate the birth of Lemmy. But with that said, yeah, thank you all for tuning in. You all are fucking awesome. I owe you guys so much for supporting this channel and enjoying my stupid humor and commentary. It really means a lot. It's changed my life in an amazing way. Let me be sappy for a moment before we go back to comedy. But yeah, stay tuned to the channel. There will be plenty more videos up soon. I'm going to clip this podcast and put those videos up, and then there'll be more after that. Spend lots of money this Christmas season. Show people you love them by draining your bank account and going in the negative to buy shit they'll forget about in a month. Anyway, see you all next week. Take it away.
Now, this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die.